Good evening, everybody, and Dinky-Doo. It's just me, Scottie McClue. I say to you, 9 o'clock sharp on Saturday night, and lots to share with you this week. What a busy week it's been, not just in the land of McClue, but in the world as well. And tonight, this is just incredible because what we've got is three lots. We've got the Facebook page have just joined us, and I'm talking to them right now. Fantastic. There might be a bit of a strange angle, but the Facebook page is here, the TikTok is here, and the YouTube is here, and it is just amazing. So a very good evening to every single one of you. Kevin's joined us, Karen's joined us, and David has joined us. Hi, Scottie, says Kevin. Jane's joined us as well, and Ria. Dinky-Doo, lovely to have you all with us, and a very warm welcome. Scottie, what's your favourite part of Ireland? Oh, I would say all of it, Ibu. But I love right down the south, the Ring of Kerry, down to Clonakilty, Cork, all that sort of stuff, as well as up the north, the Giant's Causeway, Antrim, Armagh. Yes, absolutely. Fantastic stuff. Good evening, Scottie Topsway. Hey, a very good evening to you, and a very warm welcome to everybody. I hope we've got you a good angle, Facebook people. So I don't want you to get fed up and think, oh, we could hardly get noticed with all the others popping in there. I tell you. Now then, I'm dying to go to Ireland, says Jane. Oh, Jane, it's stunning. I would tour what we did, me and my lovely partner, her and I, toured the whole island right round, just driving round, stopping off when we wanted to. We had Lord Reith the Labrador in the back. If he wanted out, he'd go, ooh. We'd say, right, we're just stopping, Reithy. No problem at all. There we are. I am Maximus, a great winner. Yes, absolutely. I don't do the national because it worries me a bit. It looks a bit dangerous, I tell you. Hello, my old China, Murray O'Donnell. How lovely to have you with us, Murray. We've got the three parties tonight. We've got you on the YouTube, we've got the TikTok, and we've got the Facebook Live. We love it, absolutely. People are just getting used to it, I think. But if you're on Facebook Live, tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 that Scottie McClue is live just for you and saying Dinky-Doo. See, I tell you, I've got them at the side here. So if you see me looking to the side, that's what's going on. Hello, Scottie. Hello, Susan. How lovely to have you with us. And Amy has joined us as well. Are you enjoying retirement, Murray, or have you started yet? Or is it some time away? This always makes me laugh. Listen to this, guys. Are you Donald, Jacqueline's wife from the TV program, Benidorm? Oh, Charlie, I see what you just did there. If I had £1 for every time someone said Donald from Benidorm, I'd be a very wealthy man. End of April. Good one, Murray. Yes, you'll be very busy, though, so just watch out for that. You'll be a very busy man. You'll say to somebody, I'm actually retired, and say, oh, really? Would you mind awfully considering blah, 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 and away you go. So there we go. I tell you. Who else have we got here? We've got, well, Susan, we've got here. Tups and Susan are having a hello, Susan. Hello, Tups. How are you? All that sort of stuff. People like to use this as a wee bit of a social night as well. We've only got an hour, but some people like just to chat to each other. Cut out the middleman. Nice to see you. I'll tell you, Susie, nice to see you as well. This is just wonderful. What's on tonight, by the way? What am I competing with? Big football game, rugby, darts, cricket. What kind of music do you listen to, Scottie? Sean, I listen to the lot. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see there's DVDs and CDs and everything there. So I just listen to the lot. Suppose it's sort of 35 years of working in radio. The boxing, Scottie. Oh, the boxing. Yes, I'm surprised there's no been boxing on here with half the carry-on that goes on. I'm just wondering if I can get, I think we might be missing out some of the Facebook Live people. And I'm just wondering if I could do something better for them. But I don't know. Telephones! Telephone! We're off to the telephones, guys. Where's that one ringing from? I can hear you ringing, but I don't know why I can't seem to get you. You'll have to tell me what's going on here. Why are you ringing and not coming on? No, I think that was it. There we go. Anyway, give us a ring back and we'll get the chat going. Hello, Scottie. It's Alan from Glasgow. I spoke to you last week about my mum. Thank you for speaking with me and your kind words, Alan. A great privilege to speak to you. And we clipped the video and popped it up so you could hear it, of course. I thought that was quite a nice touch. How are you getting on there on the old Facebook Live? We love it. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. Spread the word. Spread the word, Facebook Livers. And then we'll know what to do. Are the lines open? Says Kareem. I called. Yes, they're open, Kareem. Call again. And we'll see if we can get you on. It's very, very important. Roy Michael says, good evening, Mr. McClue from stunning Derbyshire. I've got a friend from Troon. May God go with you, Mr. McClue, and every day. Roy Michael, you're such a lovely man. Let's see who this is. You're live on Scottie's Phone In. Hello, you're live on Scottie's Phone In. Who's that?
DINKY-DOO, Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, you got through. Well done. No, my new all singing, all dancing phones are fantastic, but I've got to keep up with them, not the phones. It's me. And you see, we're also live tonight on the Facebook page.
Excellent. I'll need to take a visit to that.
Well,
after
Kareem, I kind of know everybody's out there. This is Glasgow Essentials, right? And also I've got my own Facebook pages and half a dozen others as well. Just from over the years, we've done various things, talk shows and what have you. But Glasgow Essentials is doing extremely well. I mean, well over, we must be 1.5 million of it, and look at it. And I popped up a little video about the Aden emergency, which is, 60 years ago, coming up 60 years ago. And when I looked just before we came on, 65,000 people have had a look since last night.
Brilliant. No, that is excellent.
You know, I mean, it's crazy stuff. And instead of the algorithm trying to work me out, I think I need to try and work out the algorithm and say, what do the people want? Because I would imagine algorithm's just a funny term for audience preference.
Yes.
You know, I think we overthink it and overcomplicate it, and we get blagged with these things. And I think if you think, well, hang on, it's the old story. I've always said to radio and TV stations, give the audience what they want, and they'll reward you with their viewership and listenership. It's not rocket science, as I told NASA in an interview.
Absolutely, Scottie.
Now, sir, far more importantly, how are you?
Well, a wee quick story. It was an experience that I went through today, which I've never been through. There's an elderly woman that I help out sometimes. If she needs things, I'll go down to her flat. She's not in good health.
Right.
But, you know, I do what I can to help. And I don't need to do that, but I just feel, you know, it's a nice thing to do to help your neighbours and that.
Well, it's just you, Kareem. You've always done it. You're just that kind of guy. You know.
She had kittens. She's got ragdoll cats, and they say ragdoll cats are like dogs, and they are, believe it or not, Scottie. Now, you know I'm a dog person.
Yes, big dog person.
I actually like dogs. Are fantastic. And if I was to ever get a cat, that would be the breed that I would get. It would be a ragdoll, because they are so friendly, and they follow you about, and you know, it's just like having a wee dog. But anyway, quickly to the point. Her cat had kittens, and she gave me a message, and I went to see them the other day, and they were so small. They were lovely. They haven't opened their eyes yet. And I got a message this morning that one of them had passed away.
Kareem, I am sorry to hear that. Yes, the wee thing.
Well, I went to see them the other day, and I saw all of them. I thought, that one's really small. We went and got like a bottle, its own milk, because you know, it's like fighting with the brothers and sisters.
Right, the wee
she phoned me this morning, and she says the wee thing's passed away. Oh. And I thought, I was really upset. And, but then she gave me a message later on. She managed to revive it. So I went down later on about tea time and saw the wee thing, and I held it in my hands. She had it in her hands all afternoon, keeping it warm. And I had the wee kitten in my hands, and I looked after it for an hour. And I said, look, we need to get a hot water bottle, but a small one, so you can put it in the basket to keep it warm. Because you'll need to get a sleep, because you're knackered yourself. But I fed it. I had to feed it myself, and I really hope it. When I came back from the shops, she told me it passed away. And I think for a good 20 minutes, I tried to revive it, you know, doing CPR and everything I could to revive the wee thing. But I just think it was just too much. And I really felt guilty, Scottie, because I thought, was it my fault when I was trying to feed it milk?
No.
You know, but it's something I've never experienced. And I just feel, you know, I think when you looked at its brothers and sisters, they were all asleep with the mum. When it was asleep in my hand, the arms were moving. So I don't know if it was in pain. It's only a few days old. So, I mean, the woman deserves so much credit because she's done so much to help it. And I felt I did a wee fraction at the end there myself trying to help the wee thing. But it was certainly an experience, and just seeing the wee thing passing on, it was heartbreaking.
It's very moving, Kareem, because it's such a tiny life. When I was I'd be about 11, and a guy with a bottle of drink in his pocket went down to the beach and threw 2 wee kittens in the water. And I said, whoa, what are you doing? I was only 11, my bike and everything. I said, I'll take them. And there was another guy appeared and he said, you should have told them that before he threw them in. And this was a kind of just a West of Scotland thing. It was just they wouldn't have the money to bring them up and blah, 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 and what have you. And it was a different day. You know, as I say, I was 11, so you're talking a good old while back. But I took them, pair of them home in the little saddle bag on my bike, and I cycled like mad. And I spent days and days and days trying to save these wee kittens, you know, but they were just too tiny, and they had to be put down, sadly. But they're 2 lovely little black and white kittens that we kept going for 4 days, you know.
You know what, but you did your best.
Well, it's just this tiny life. And even at 11, I had to, do you remember puncture repair outfits? And I think they had a wee tiny little rubber tube in them. I don't know if it went over the inside of a valve or something. Anyway, I had that and a syringe and was feeding them with that and what have you, you know. You become very, very creative and inventive when you've got a situation, a life or death situation. But that little one, it sounds, was what we call the weeing. And maybe the parent is just wise and thinks that weeing's not going to survive. I need to give all my energy over to the other ones. So it's a kind of survival. Well, it is survival of the fittest.
Well, we certainly tried everything for the wee. It was a wee fighter.
Oh, yes.
So
and that's what's touching.
And it's got it buried in the garden. So it's not to be all doom and gloom. Sorry for that.
No. Listen, Kareem, it's such a tiny little life, and there's so much murder going on in the world at the moment, that this tiny little creature that's never ever harmed anyone and just wants a wee heartbeat and a chance, you know, and it just kind of reflects what's going on in the world. You know, man's inhumanity to man.
Yeah. Well, she's 4 kittens left, so we'll wait and see. You never know, I might end up with one of them.
I think you might.
Wait and see how my two dogs get on.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, what are they called again? What's the breed?
They're ragdoll cats.
Ragdoll cats, right.
Ragdoll cats.
I'm just going to make a quick note.
You can't take them outside the house because they're that friendly, anyone could steal them.
Ah, right, I've just made a wee note there.
Yeah, ragdoll cats. They are, see if you, even if you search in some TikTok videos,
yes,
you know, Scottie, just to see what they look like, and honestly, they are just, they're like dogs. That's what they call them, the dogs of the cat world.
The dogs.
And probably some of your listeners just now will have a ragdoll cat, but they're absolutely, they're lovely. And the funny thing is, and I don't know, like, obviously I'm a dog person.
Yes.
I always have female dogs. So I think the characters are so different from male dogs, but they say for cats, it's the male cats that are better than the females, and I know that'll probably open up a big war with all the listeners again.
Well, I have a lovely friend at the moment. She is the most beautiful cat that was actually a stray, and he is gorgeous. And he drapes himself round her neck when she's talking on the phone and all sorts of things, you know. Incredible.
I think more of the rest is need to look after all life.
We do, Kareem. All life is precious, and that's what you've done all your life, is encourage and look after people. And you know, you're not going to change that. You know, you're not going to change that. And why would you want to? Because it's you.
Thank you, Scottie.
Thank you, dear boy, and so lovely to hear you.
Thank you. I have been listening. The last few weeks, Scottie, I've not been well. I've been fighting on and off of this cold, and I've just been quite run down.
I think you got weakened with this, whatever it was you got about 5 years ago.
Yeah, the long COVID.
Long COVID, or whatever they call it, or maybe even, you know, spike protein coming out from all the other people around you. You just don't know. You know, it's certainly something got a hold of me as well, and the joints were a problem. But it's interesting. I was getting out the car at my work one morning, and I thought, are you actually any better than you were 7 years ago? And then I thought to myself, hang on a minute. You're 7 years on. And you're still getting out your car to your work, you know, so let's go.
Yeah, there we go. You know, somebody said, I've got Steve Harvey, and he's an American. He was was a legend, and then he was on the shows and all that, and he came up with a great quote. I'll leave you with this. And he was, you know, he did this before the shows, and shows the video, and he says, when you are feeling down, or when you have to tell yourself things, say, when you get up, when you say, I have to go to work, I have to collect the kids, I have to change the word, and it will change your mindset, and say, I get to go to work.
Yeah.
I get to drive my car.
Yes.
I get to have the life. And that little change does change your mindset. So I would say that to other people out there listening. Say, I get to, instead of, I've got to.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that, because that's what I've always felt. And they used to say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And when I meet one of these people that tells me just how hard they work, I think, well, you see, I've never actually done a hand's turn. And because, I mean, the work I do is quite challenging. You know what I do. It can be quite challenging at times, but it's very, very rewarding. And I haven't lost an ounce of enthusiasm for it in 40 years. 50 years.
It's it's a hard profession. It's very difficult, but it is rewarding, and there's ups and downs, and that's what I tell myself as well. I get to. And
I get to.
Changes your mindset.
Yeah.
You know.
And I get to talk to you on a Saturday night.
Thank you. And everyone else, Scottie.
And everyone else. So we are lucky people.
Scottie, thank you for taking my call. DINKY-DOO. Have a great week ahead, okay?
Many blessings, sir. Lovely to hear you, and DINKY-DOO.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we are. That's our Kareem. What a great guy. Always a good call. Guys, welcome. If you've just joined us, Richard Tanner, Jacqueline. Fantastic. Love your hat. Thank you, Jacqueline. And welcome, I say, to our lovely Facebookers who have joined us on the YouTube and on the TikTok. Thank you for your heart me's and all your beautiful gifts on the TikTok. DINKY-DOO. Now, who have we got here? A friendly chat with Scottie McCLUE about Ireland. Save your favourite spot. Scottie, do you smoke? I smoked when I was younger. I haven't smoked for 30 years. Got to go, Scottie. Catch you up soon. Jane, lovely to have you with us, and thank you for watching. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kevin. Lovely to have you. Now, who have we got? Are the lines open? Yes, they are. Good, you've got the tweet. Bunna on, says Alan. Mad Mitch, says Murray. Yes, Murray. Mad Mitch. Murray, what have you just done? Guys, we need to tell Murray to screw the bobbin. The most generous man on the planet has just sent me £20. What a beautiful thing to do. Murray, you humble me, sir. You humble me. My goodness me, I tell you, he's just sent me £20. I kid you not. The most generous man on the planet. Murray has given me thousands over the years. Just a lovely, thoughtful man. Can you say hello to Stuart from Easter House? He's watched you for years. Yes, of course I can. Stuart in the Easter House. DINKY-DOO. Oh, we're hot here. Hang on. Time for a wipe down. Woo. I don't understand it. It's just when we get in here, the studio heats up. It might be the lights, but they're cool lights. Well done, Murray, says Kareem. There you are. Hope you're well, Kareem. Well done, Murray, says Susan. How lovely is that, guys? I tell you. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Scottie, stop Swahili.
Top Swahili. How are we, Lala?
I'm good. I need to lay down the law here, Scottie.
Oh, you do? You need to lay down the law, and we need to hear it.
You mentioned chasing the algorithm, right?
Yes.
For your channel, right? That's always a bad idea, Scottie, right? You should plough your own furrow. The alternative is, and this links into what you were talking about earlier, and I shall continue on the same theme in a moment, but you either plough your own furrow or else you post cat videos and videos of women in tight-fitting tops doing DIY. Those are your two options, Scottie, right? If you want to change.
What about myself in a tight-fitting top doing DIY? No?
No. That's for OnlyFans, Scottie. I'll be your biggest subscriber.
All right. I don't know anything about that, but I tell you, it's very, very interesting. No, you're right. I never ever do chase the algorithm because I don't know what it is. But sometimes, like last night, we just hit a seam. You know, like under Yorkshire at Barnsley is the Barnsley seam, and it ran right through one of the richest estates in the country, right? And the Barnsley seam of coal in the days when they mined coal and owned mines, the mine owners. But last night, as I say, I popped up a video on the Facebook page for Glasgow Essentials, and I think just probably coming up about 70,000 have watched it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the algorithm is a mystery to everyone.
Yes.
They literally don't release any details, but it also changes constantly. So it's a bit of a fool's errand trying to chase it. I think you just have to make interesting content, which you do, or else, as I say, it's cat videos and ladies in tight-fitting tops doing DIY.
Well, I'm very lucky. I'll tell you one of my problems, for instance, with the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel was great with the movies and stuff. And then, of course, a couple of companies started acting up because of their games, tightening on copyrights and not accepting this, that, the next thing. So I thought it's just not worth the hassle, because I wasn't making a bean, not a penny. But the companies were getting it, but the channel was very popular, very popular. And what you can do, you can put something up and immediately 1,000 people watch it. And it might be a little funny, just one of my daft 20-second jobs, you know, I went into the doctor and all this kind of stuff. And that goes bananas. Then you put up what I call really high quality, sensible stuff. 40, 50 people have a look at it, you know, nothing there for me, you know, all that sort of idea. And I think I just don't get this. And I think the problem with Scottie on some platforms is because I'm into total variety. So one video could be a joke, the next video could be a very serious legal point. And I think the old algorithm thinks, I don't know what this guy's about at all, so I'll just shove him to the back.
Yeah. I mean, regarding films and stuff, I emailed you about this ages ago, but now because of simply the passage of time, there are many films, and an increasing number every year, are now actually completely out of copyright. You can do an easy search for things that are out of copyright. So if you ever wanted to bring your thing back for old black and white films, but they're completely out of copyright, and every year it's going to go up exponentially, the number of things that you can.
The problem is, I think some of the big companies stuff, you'll know about this, some of the big companies have just bought the lot, and everything that goes, they bought it for the games and the music and blah, 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 and everything that goes with it. And now I would think with AI, they'll have things that can smell out anything that they actually technically own. And even if it's an old movie from 1935, they'll go, well, we're going to put a copyright strike, and you don't own the copyright for that. And they're actually very silly. The AI won't let them do this. But if they were speaking to me as a human being and said, listen, we're noticing our classic, as this is true, our classic collection gets virtually no viewers. You had one the other day that got 750,000 hits. And because it's a movie, they're watching for sometimes an hour and a half if it's a goodie.
Well, it's all black and white, mainly silence now, but you can actually look up on YouTube itself for non-copyright films, and YouTube will give you a massive big playlist. As I say, it's going to get bigger as it goes on, so it's something you might want to turn to.
It's another little bit of fun, you know, and I think today's the birthday of my dear, dear, dear friend John Myers, who actually, he and I started Scottie McClue's phone-in 34 years ago, and he passed away at just 60. Which must be 7 years or something, you know. It's crazy.
We need a blue plaque, whatever that was.
Oh yeah, lovely man. If you look him up, I mean, he was probably the best radio man, certainly in the UK and perhaps even the world. This guy was just a big, big thinker. He was the Lou Grade of radio. Lou Grade that ITV in 1955. He was the Lou Grade of radio, you know, just very, very funny.
Oh, excellent. But I'll move on to the main point. Now, you were talking about cats. Now, listen, Scottie, I'm going to go there. I do not like cats. There, I said it on the internet. All right.
Now, I know where you're coming from. I think maybe You're saying I do not like cats. You may have had a bad experience because you're going to tell us, trust me, but maybe you just don't know enough about them.
I know enough, and I'll explain why.
Right? Go. Spill.
Statement out just about it. Now, strap yourself in.
I'm strapped in. We're in the old takeoff chair. You could go to the moon in this chair and come back.
Right, okay. Say I invent a machine, right? It's got lots of valves, it's proper sci-fi, right? With steam coming out of it, right? I invent this machine that can make you and I, right? Imagine we're cat owners. It makes us 6 inches high, right? So we throw the big switch, it goes, and we're suddenly 6 feet.
We become one of the borrowers.
Exactly. Now, our pet cat, now if we've got pet dogs, right? The dogs will come up and they'll still know, and they'll obey your commands, and your little squeaky voice like that. But they'll still notice you, and they will obey your commands. And the only way they might kill you is if they accidentally lick you to death.
Yes.
Right? Now, if we were cat owners, right, the cat would still know who you were, right? It would still ignore your commands like cats all do, but they would know who you were, fine. But cats would torture you and kill you and eventually eat you, even though they knew it was you, the lovely owner that always feeds them.
Well, they would play with you first and then throw you up in the air and run over where you fell and all that, you know?
Yeah. So that's the difference between cats and dogs.
Yes.
And that, albeit it's a bit of an intellectual stretch. That's why I don't like.
Right. That's you're some man. Yes, you're some man. I mean, I'll have to start charging you by the half hour for this kind of therapy.
Well, Scottie, I'm already naked and on the couch, so I mean, we're practically in a therapeutic environment anyway.
Now then, thank you. Too much information. Now, what I was thinking, I can remember being at a house and it was an old dog came up to see me, and I said to the owner, "Will he bite me?" And he said, "No, he's not got any teeth." And I said, "All right." I said, "But just watch, he could give you a nasty suck."
I'll leave you just with one thing. I'm obviously, because I'm a steam power miniaturization machine. As you know, I am a tech wizard.
You are.
I was going to suggest to you, and I'll leave you with this because I've been rabbiting on too long. But you've got various multiple audiences you're broadcasting to just now. And are you through your phone when you're talking to? Because you're looking at me on YouTube.
Yes.
Are you through your phone when you're talking to other people, TikTok and stuff like that?
Yes. Well, no. We tried it on TikTok. I think it was Dear Kareem one night phoned, and I had the app on my phone, which is, I don't know if you remember the night we kept having the ringing and ringing and ringing. Couldn't find the source. It was the phone that was ringing, right? And we just didn't know because the app had gone on to everything. But if it's TikTok, we don't use the phone because TikTok's very clever. It just goes, this has nothing to do with us, so we'll just cut it off. So if I was taking you on TikTok, I would be taking you live.
Right. But you have to. I'm talking about camera positioning, right?
Yes.
It's none of my business, but as we know, I'm a tech wizard with my steam power.
Oh, you're great.
Machine. So I think you've got something else. You have to look at, well, somebody else is at Facebook. You have to look at another camera. Is that correct?
Yes, I've got another little device, and I'm looking at my my Facebookers right now. I'm waving to them.
Wave to them from me. You can wave to them from me. But what I was going to suggest is, just a simple car phone holder or something like that. You get these things.
That's what I've got. That's what I've got. I've got 2 phones and a PC.
Put it on a broomstick behind your main camera, right? And then attach it to the broomstick. We won't see the broomstick, but you just put it a level with your main camera. Then you'll just be looking pretty much at everyone when you do it.
Every day at the one time rather than, and I might not get the scaly eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. But there you go. As I say, amongst my many, many other talents, I'm also a tech genius.
Oh, you're wonderful. Listen, if you knew nothing about tech, I would know considerably less.
I used to be a major tech head. I used to build my own PCs. I used to wire in surround systems just for fun. Oh, now I'm in my mid-50s. I cannot be bothered with it.
Oh, what a shame. Because I'll tell you this is, I mean, what we're doing here, I'm just loving the concept, because for years we couldn't get the right speeds, the right equipment. It was nah, you need something better than that, Scottie. And I would look at the costs, I would think, I can't afford it. And it was so, and everybody encouraged and helped and what have you. You also got the dafties that if you didn't give them absolute Rolls Royce service in Vision right away, they just went to something else. They thought, I'm not watching this. But then again, people said, oh no, it doesn't matter how hard it is to hear Scottie, you stick at it. And they did. And that's where my audience, the hundreds of, the millions, have actually come from, because they stuck with it. Because I used to go out, as you know, on crystal clear FM.
Yeah.
Crystal clear FM. Or when I did a television for ITV or for the BBC, crystal clear, beautiful equipment. Everything sorted,
I was a child in the 1970s, and literally every science fiction show had people looking at a TV screen directly and talking to each other. And finally, we can actually do it.
Yes.
This is now the 21st century, Scott.
Yeah, when they pop up, amazing. When they pop up, absolutely great. But I'll leave you with this one. When I worked in theatre, and we used to think of the tremendous success of Scotland's Theatre in the Hills, Pitlochry Festival Theatre from the 1940s, the early 1950s, late 1940s, which had come out of the Park Theatre Club in Park in Glasgow, Woodside Terrace. And I mean, absolutely fantastic. And I can remember somebody saying, where they'd heard or where they were saying it originally, if you want magical theatre, put it on a mountaintop, surround it by barbed wire, and it will be full every night.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
It's crazy stuff. And I think, although Scottie McCLUE, maybe the quality wasn't great on IT at the start, and I was finding my feet, but now we've got top of the range phones, top of the range cameras, top of the range, laptop, etc., and it just works a treat. Everything has come together.
And it's all tax deductible, Scottie. Just remember that. Okay, all that.
I'll try and remember that when I'm doing my return.
A joy to talk to you as always.
And you, sir. And we shall catch up soon again. Take care and dinky-doo.
See you, Scottie. Bye-bye.
See you now. There we are. What a fine fella. Now then, I used to not like cats, says Amy. Then I lived with my cousin for a while who had a cat, and then I liked them. Graham says, Comedy Gold, Dinky-Doo, Scottie McCLUE. Graham, lovely to see you, I say to you. Remember the Billy Connolly joke? Two guys standing at the bar. One's a dog next to him. The other says, does your dog bite? He says, no. The guy goes to clap it and the dog bites him. He says, I thought you said your dog didn't bite. He says, that's no my dog. Mine's in the hoose. Oh, wonderful stuff. That was like the guy standing giving cheek to a traffic warden and, saying, ridiculous, you should be ashamed of yourself. And the traffic warden said, right, for that, I'm going to double it. And he goes, well, you do that. It's no my car anyway. I just stopped to talk to you. We love it. I'm late to the party, guys and girls. Happy music for all. You're here. And that's what matters. You're here. And we love that. Is your supervisor on tonight, Scottie? Says Graham. No, Graham. We gave him the night off, Johnson the butler. He said, will there be anything else, sir? I said, no, Johnson, you pop out. I'll be doing my live show. That's what it's all about. Looking forward to the walk around Loch Tom soon, Scottie. I hope the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders Memorial Stone is still standing well. Well, of course, Greenock, huge for the Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders. And the old Greenock Academy had the volunteer battalion, and behind the old Greenock Academy on Nelson Street was a little lane called the Dardanelles. And above the Dardanelles was the Drill Hall from 1908. And the main building, big army building on, now what would that be? That would be Finnott Street. So there we are, from 1908. I am loving this. Fantastic. Oh my goodness me. All the lovely comments. An hour with Scottie McClue is the best thing in a Saturday night. This is the wonderful Richard Tanner on the Facebook page. Hi, Facebookers. We love you. Now, what else have we got here? You can't beat a walk round Loch Tom up via the cut. I tell you. Now, who have we got here? Are you familiar with the name Kirkpatrick? Oh, yes. Yes, Kirkpatrick. And Kilpatrick as well. Kilpatrick. I tell you. Now, who else have we got here? Long-time watcher, says John. Dinky-Doo, John. Lovely to have you with us. I say to you, do you have a job? And if you do, what is it? Oh, my goodness. I have many jobs, I tell you. Dinky-Doo, I am very, very privileged, says Ian. Dinky-Doo, Ian. Lovely to have you with us, and thank you. Used to love listening to you on the radio years ago. You're a great laugh, says Ewan Stockshite. Ewan Stockshite. There we are. Scottie McClue, how are you? TikTok, Dinky-Doo. It must have been hard working radio television, Scottie, and having to watch what you were saying. Oh, you have to. You've always got to watch what you're saying. Somebody gives you a clatter, even if it's your mother or your father. I must have said something wrong on TikTok, says Ian. No, I don't think you have, La. I don't think you've ever said anything wrong. And for independence, if they can sort the currency out. Ian, of course they could sort the currency out. You either could go with sterling or hello from Greenland. Lil in Greenland. Are you Christian? Yes, I follow the footsteps of the master. Absolutely. And he'll be back, I'll tell you. A long-time watcher, says Paulo. Who are you voting for in May? Well, as you know, I'm apolitical. So there we are. You started a local radio station. I did. Yes, absolutely. No longer CBD expert, just Nick, as we met in 1995. Nick, how lovely to have you with us. We love 1995. Mind listening to you in the radio in the mid-90s. Brazil. Cats are life. We love this. This is fantastic. Celtic or Rangers, says Carl. Carl, I would go and watch them both play and then just make your mind up. It's not rocket science, as I told them at my NASA interview. What did we think of the splash doon? Scotland, Dinky-Doo forever. I'm from Macedonia. Dario, how lovely to have you with us from Macedonia. Numpty Heed's late tonight. Well, we don't know if Numpty Heed's listening. Angela Wellness has joined us. Dinky-Doo. A shout out, please, says Carl. Carl, shout out for Carl. Wonderful stuff. Favorite cartoon cat? Oh, Amy, that's got to be Top Cat himself. You know, GTC. Well, we like Benny. I tell you. This is great. Guys, if you've just joined us, welcome, welcome. If you're wondering what's going on, you're watching Scottie McClue Saturday night. Nothing gets past me, you see. Saturday, the 11th of April, 2026. That means it's 10 years since I first did a live Facebook. I tell you, I prefer Garfield. Well, there's Garfield. What about Tom and Jerry? Well, Jerry, of course, is the mouse. I'm just having a look at who we've got here. This is fantastic, guys. On the old, I'm loving it. My brother gets called Dinky-Doo. We love it. This is great, folks. I'm very appreciative of all the followers on the Facebook as well as the TikTok. You're a survivor, says Matt. Matt, you've got to be. You've got to be in it to win it, la. You know, and you know, you've got to have actually made it. So I've got some way to go. I feel a bit like old Lord Reith, right to the end of his life. He was looking for a job that he would be fully stretched. I can remember when a Scotch pie he was 6'7" anyway. I can remember when a Scotch pie was only 10p. I can remember that. 20 cigarettes, you could get them for 17.5p. Wee fags for 3 and 6pence. I can remember somebody telling me that a beer at the rugby club was 2 and 2. 2 and 2, which would be 11p. Tom and Jerry's the quintessential act. A cruel thicko and tops. Well, I mean, you know, they are about. We get some of them on. Kirkcaldy, big fair next week. Are you going, Scottie, to the Langton? Ken, I ken a boy that kens a boy that kens a boy that kens. What's going on there in the Langton? I tell you, Scottie, it's nice to see you, as always. There we are. Well, I used to drive the baker's van as a student, and we dropped off the pies. And there was a savoury pie with piped potato on the top and beans in it, as well as a bit of beef. I can remember once driving up to a customer, and there was a big Alsatian dog sat down right in front of the baker's van. And I tooted the horn, and the guy came out. He said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I wondered if the dog's just sat down in front of the van." He goes, "Aye, and?" And I said, "Could you call him away?" He said, "He'll no come." I said, "How's that?" He said, "You'll need to give him a pie." And this dog was so clever. He stopped the baker's van till they got a pie. This sounds interesting. Oh, it's very interesting, Ian. Anything McClue says is interesting, I tell you. There we are. Yes, why are we not seeing Tom and Jerry? I put the news on sometimes before I go out in the morning. I'll pop the news on just to see if there's anything. It's usually quite depressing. And I think that a lot of the mainstream media intentionally get sad stories. That, you know, they go, this is me, and me's had some terrible tragedy. We thought we'd bring you all down with hearing just what's happened. We'll try and depress you as much as we can, and depress you and send you away to your work down as far down as we can. And I think, why don't you dump this show altogether? You know, these pair of poor souls on the couch and that. Dump all that and stick on Tom and Jerry and send us away at the house laughing. You know? Flower of Scotland's the best national anthem, says Sean. Well, Sean, it cannot be the best national anthem because it's never, ever been a national anthem. I'm not saying it couldn't be, but it never has been. And, you know, it's unlikely now that it'd be. I mean, Flower of Scotland, we just sang at Murrayfield for a laugh. Murrayfield before the rugby. Oh, Flower of Scotland. I think we were just having a laugh after we'd sung the national anthem. God Save the King. There you have it. So, I mean, for all these years, night and morning, God Save the Queen on the radio, on the television. When I close down ITV at night, always God Save the Queen. Who's the handsome chap, the photo behind you? Well, that's Lord Reith the Labrador. Can you see him? There he is. And boy, was he handsome. Frank's joined us. So there we go. A nostalgic talk show reminiscing about old radio and cartoons. Oh, that's why it's so popular. When things were good. And people say, why do you listen to Scottie McClue? Why do you listen to that old guy? And say, because he talks a lot of good stuff. So there you are, Sean. Yeah, no, Flower of Scotland, you're right. It's never been our anthem. Always God Save the Queen. Scottie, I was thinking about you 2 videos ago. You're bang on. You are psychic. Hugh, I think I'm psychic, or maybe even septic. Who knows? Opinions on Fortnite, Scottie. Could you play it once a week? See what I just did there? Sean says because he waffles a lot of nonsense. No, because he tells the truth, Sean. People love the truth. Are you a unionist, Scottie? I would have to say no, Rob. No, I think that the union was a very, very bad thing for Scotland. I'm talking about God Saving the Monarchy. God Saving the Monarchy, excellent national anthem of Scotland. Dinky-Doo, Lord Scottie of Scotland, how are you doing tonight, sir? Scotmass. It's always so lovely to hear from you. Fantastic. Tell me something, Scottie. Is Edinburgh a capital city then? Or is it just London? No. Edinburgh is the capital city of Scotland. London has been regarded as the first city of the empire. Glasgow is the second city of the empire, right? But the Parliament for Scotland until 1707 was in Parliament Square in Edinburgh, yeah? And had, was it 304 MPs? It was very successful. Scotland had to seriously devalue its economy to be forced into union. So no, nobody in their right mind could ever be a unionist. You know, Scotland's been held down with a ball and chain because it's a cash cow for Westminster. We sent them 98 billion last year, you know, so crazy stuff. No, London is the capital of England, but it's also where the Westminster Parliament is. I tell you, London's the capital of England. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland. Cardiff, I think, is the capital of Wales. Is that right? And what's the capital of Ireland? Is it Belfast or Dublin? Where'd you hail from again, Scottie? Huge. I hail from Greenock, or as the Londoners tried to say, Greenock. I tell you, so there were never a dull moment on here. We are very lucky to have it. I thought that was the cursor for the computer moving. I think it was a moth. Dublin, the South Belfast Northern. Dublin. Fantastic. Right, there we go. Now, what have we got here? Long-time watcher, Dinky-Doo. Thank you, Philip. When did they stop burning witches in Scotland? As far as I know, it's the late 1600s. Very, very dark. Very, very dark period in Scottish history, I tell you. So there we go. Eric, Dinky-Doo, and Conrad has just joined us. Welcome, welcome, I say. So lovely to have you all with us. Sunday tomorrow, says Ian. Ian, you are impressive. Nothing gets past you. It is Sunday tomorrow. You're 100% correct. I say to you. Now then, who else have we got here? It's been a great show tonight, says Susan. Susan, thank you. You're 100% correct. It has been a great show tonight. We've had a lot of wonderful, funny things happening. No Numpty Heed, though. I wonder if he's okay. There we are. Sean says, "Oh, Flower of Death." Well, you see, Flower of Scotland was written in 1965, and I was at the first performance of it in 1967 because I was a big Corries fan. Roy Williamson and Ronnie Brown. Originally the Corrie Folk Trio and Paddy Bell. So there we are. And so that was the carry on there. Clan Shankland in the house. We love the Shanklands. I had a great, great friend who we called Uncle, and he was a Shankland from Dumfries in the Borders. So there you go. Wonderful stuff. The Shanklands. Now then, that's you killing the fact it's our anthem. No. So it's about 1314. It's about Bannockburn, when there were two crowns. There's only one crown, one king, one anthem. So there you go. I tell you, Danny, I would never make a comment about politicians, apart from Ira's asking, do you support Trump? I think everyone supports Trump. Some people might say they don't, but I think they do. So there we go. Hang on a second, guys. There we go. Bonnie Prince Charlie stole the shoes off everybody in Dumfries. Royal says, OMG, marry me. Are you single? Royal Gold. What a lovely, lovely thing to ask. Have you ever been to the Hebrides, Scottie? Not the outer Hebrides. I tell you, I'm going to have to go soon. Well, good night then, if you support that. No. Remember, you're maybe looking at it with a tiny view, right? Ask yourself, why is everybody against the Donald? I've been writing a song about him, and it's Big Don, Big Good Don. It needs a bit more work, but that's how it that's the chorus. My family are all from Mount Vernon, Scottie. Guys, I've got to go. I love you all. Good night. God bless. DINKY-DOO and ta-ra, lads. Isn't that beautiful? We love you. Oh, and we love you on the Facebook. Thank you. There we go. That's that. And we love you on the YouTube. Good night. God bless. DINKY-DOO and ta-ra, lads. Are you ready to stick your tongue out and say ta-ta? Here we go. Ta-ta.